It's about to go down. Fast Food Diaries. Yeah, we about to talk about all that. You ever watching fast food? Yeah. And don't forget, we know what we think, but we want to know what you think. Leave a comment. And as always, thank you for your support. Peace. Yo, what up, Brenda?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. You feeling over there?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Refreshed. Good.
Oh man, fresh.
Yeah, good. Relaxed. I'm good.
All right. I'm good.
Good.
That sound like one of them tired, man. I'm good.
No. Honestly, good. I'm really good.
Got some
I'm really
sleep.
good. Got some sleep. Got some rest. I'm in a good place.
That's what's up, y'all. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Fast Food Diaries. We're real life advocates. We talk about real stories from real fast food workers.
Yeah.
You know. Next, we want to thank y'all for coming out. Yeah, if y'all can hear us fine, y'all can put a 1 in the chat for us, help us out. That'd be cool. All right. So, a little bit about us. If you're new to the channel, like I said, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We go over things that are pertinent to fast food. If you ever worked at fast food, there's some things you probably can relate to. And if you haven't, you've eaten at fast food, right?
Yeah.
So
We're covering the overall basis, the employee's perspective, the customer's perspective, as well as management.
okay, and
management.
Okay,
that's all that works together.
All right, and so shout out to our production team out here. Thank y'all for rocking with us, getting everything set over here. Y'all know how we do. So today we're gonna be talking about, as you can see, the title. It's gonna be talking about training.
Yeah.
So, sometimes we forget, that part of the equation. I don't know about you, but have you ever been in a job at a fast food spot where they just kind of toss you in?
Oh, most definitely. It just
hey,
they give you the basis, and hey, go out there, sink or swim.
Sink or swim.
Sink or swim. Either get it or you don't.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we want to talk about that because I don't think that's one of the things that we take seriously.
Yeah.
It's teaching and training. For what we're doing even now.
Oh, Domino's.
Let's see here. Let's see. Shout out
to Zelo.
Zelo, what's up? Said Domino's was the worst for this.
Oh, right? Horrible! No training in Domino's.
Oh man.
They just threw you in there. I'm sorry.
Something going on with that pizza. Hold on 1 second.
And I used to love Domino's. Now I don't even eat there. I ain't even gonna cap to you, man.
Domino's, man. No, I
used to love Domino's. Now it's like,
Yeah, you said, you got some. Yeah, you're right. That's what's up, man. My production staff showing now. That's what's
Hey,
up,
how you
man.
doing,
Newest
Leon?
member to the Galactic family. And so once we get going, there's a link in the chat. If you want to join, definitely hit the link. Um, so reason why I want to go with training, it's just something that I feel really passionate about.
Mhm.
I think that when it comes to training and teaching,
Yes.
okay, it's often not that their trainee isn't getting it. I think more often than not, trainer isn't patient to learn how to train that person to do that particular thing,
True.
right?
True. I agree.
Or the motives behind the training may not be pure. It may not be where I want you to actually learn this and something you can take with you and be better, right? Sometimes it's just, hey, I just need to get somebody on the floor because,
I just need coverage.
I
So
just need coverage.
I need coverage. So just get this,
Right.
and it's not really.
Yeah.
You're not taking your time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen that, where, hey man, I just need to get somebody to work this position, man. If I can just get somebody just to take orders, I'll be okay today, right?
Yeah.
I remember working at a Whataburger a while back. I only worked for like 3 days. It was some kind of
Oh wow, that mustn't train you at all. Because I'm like, I know your work ethic. If you didn't last 3 days, they must think.
No, so let me tell you this, right? So the training was this. This is an example of what the motives were, right?
Uh-huh.
So they had a big festival that was going on downtown.
Yeah.
And it was so many people that had to come to work. All of their district managers from all across the state had to be there that day.
At that particular location.
So it was so busy that each person, all you had room to do or time to do is just that one thing.
Oh no.
So they trained me like at that time just to fry. I'm like, yeah, I can do all this stuff now. We just gonna tell you how to do it, put these fries in here, how to get them up, how to do it a certain way we do it. Because on that day, that's all you had. That's all I could do. There was a festival called Mayfest, I think back in the day, downtown, and the line when they opened up immediately went from the counter all the way out the door. So all you had time to do was just drop fries. That's it.
Dropping.
That's it. No, just drop them.
Not somebody else picked them up.
Somebody was that busy. Somebody else had to pick them up out of there and pull them. Somebody else had to salt them. Somebody had to make sure it's large, small, do all that kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So in that case, the motives, like they weren't trying to teach me to be better or be a long-term employee. They were just trying to teach someone to do that one thing,
that one task,
one time, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean by the motive sometimes, right? Okay. So, and I can say this too. We're gonna go through a couple scenarios with the training, y'all. We're gonna do some role playing over here. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you that part because I want it to be organic. Because what I'm gonna do is, it will be something simple, and you try to teach me something, and I'm kind of give some of the feedback because we want to address the trainers. We also to the people being trained. Also, too, some tips to make it easier on the trainer, mm-hmm. right? So we want to kind of go through some of those things today. We're going to go through some of the top 10 best training practices in a moment. So let me see if I can pull this up here. 1 second. Y'all, I'm right-handed, so I'm trying to do this the opposite way. Mm-hmm. My left hand. That's all right. So, if you can give me, who do you think would be your favorite trainer? That anybody that you ever had trained, like the one person that trained you, like man, mm-hmm. that was the best trainer I could ever have imagined. Sure. There's always got to be one that comes up like, man, that one person there.
Oh, when I first started fast food, it was a lady named, like I said, her face, I can't think of her name. When I first started working fast food, and I was like 16, she was really hands-on. She kept getting me. She shadowed me the whole day. Well, in my training in fast food, the first full day, I didn't even touch any actual equipment. It was just all videos. I mean, I took a whole 8 hour course of just watching video after video, test after test before I even stepped foot in the restaurant, which is cool, which is good. 'Cause I have the basics. I don't just come in, well, guessing and not paying attention, or because in fast food you have to be very, very strategic because it's safety. There's grease, there's hot stuff. You can't come in there half-heartedly and not be trained properly because you could hurt yourself or others. I've seen that happen. So I'm like, so the first day I just did videos, and then Nora, that's her name, Nora. And she was like, the first day, hey, greeting me warmly, welcomed me. I'm like, okay, it's going to be a cool environment. And step by step by step, no, do it this way, do it that way. Now, see how you did that wrong? I'm like, okay, you're very thorough. She was, after a week of her training, I was good. I felt confident enough to do whatever position she trained me on by myself. So that was cool. But she was my first, Nora was the first one that actually took me under her wing. It wasn't no envy or, some people come in like, oh, I'm going to have trained you because I don't want you to be as good as me because I may be threatened a little bit by you. But no, she came in. So welcoming family institution, and it was cool. I mean, she trained me step by step. I'm like, there's no way I can make a mistake. I'm like, her name was Nora.
And shout out to Nora. What else, Nora?
I remember you, Nora.
Yeah. Whatever you had, Nora, you I won in my book. That's what I'm talking about. You did great. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's the thing about a trainer, right?
Uh-huh.
Or a teacher, for that matter,
teacher,
right?
period. Yeah.
A good teacher is only really excited about teaching what he or her learned.
Yeah.
Right? I learned something and I really want to share it. I want you to know how to do it. Oh man, I got to teach you this trick. I'm going to teach you this card trick. Whatever it is. Right?
Yeah.
It's about passing information on. Shout out to Bible community, community. So it's I think I heard him say it before too, but for me, that's always been my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to learn more so I can teach more, right? So now I will say this too before we start going into the best practices. So we want to cover all these kind of parts of a trainer, about training. Even the trainers, I don't know who trained the trainers. Who trained the trainers how to train? Because you might get to someplace and say whoever trained Nora how to train is the same person that taught Josephine how to train.
Oh yeah.
Josephine again, right? I
don't know Josephine is in your life, but she's always on every live. So
I don't know who she is either. It's a name, and I've been using that name, so it's our fictional name, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, you kind of verify the trainers, how the training system is going, what kind of materials are you using, are you prepared?
Yes, prepared.
Before you start the training process. And y'all, I'm gonna speak myself. I'm gonna probably speak from a trainer standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had situations recently, right? In my life where I showed up and where I thought I was gonna have a good day. Like, okay, I had my day planned out. I knew what I had to do, what needed to get done.
Yep.
And I showed up and I looked, and the work I thought I was going to have to do was knocked out by my assistant. And I was like, man, that's what I'm talking about having someone learning and actually taking it to heart.
Yeah.
And doing it to the same level that you would do it. So to that, I said, thank you. Oh yeah. Appreciate it, y'all, because we were going to talk about something else today. But I saw that this morning, I saw that, and I was like, you know what? We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the training, y'all.
It's mandatory. It's a key factor. It's a building core of any industry, in entertainment, anything. There has to be a coach that's willing to coach and get it going. Because without the trainer, we can't grow as a team. So you have to be willing and ready to train anybody at any given time to your standards. So it's just going to be how you need it to be. I train the exact same way. I'm like, I want you to be work at the level of Brittany. I got a pretty high standard, and was like, the standard I'm looking for is what I'm looking for. I'm like, hey, you do that right. You do this right. Come on now. Is that good? And you look at me. I'm like, I wouldn't leave it like that. But I leave it like that. No, then let's fix it. You know what I'm expecting from you, and I give you the same. So let's work together.
Okay. Do you ever have headaches where you trying to teach somebody?
And they just
We-
like,
We're
man.
gonna go through some scenarios in a minute, y'all. Yeah. Just wait.
They
Right?
make it hard on you sometimes.
Make it hard. So we're gonna go
Sometimes.
through some tips for both, right? So right now we got up here the 10 best training practice. According to there's a blog here you can see at the bottom, APTY or something like that. You can see it on the bottom. I don't know what all that stuff is. Computer talk. Okay. Select an effective trainer. Make your first impression the best. And you can stop me anytime you feel something you want to jump in. But by all means, cut me out if you see something. Structure the training methods and guidelines. Make the what's in it for them clear. So like, we'll stop there, huh?
Yeah, make it. Yeah,
So what does that mean to you?
makes the what in it for them clear.
Yeah, what's in it for them clear? What is that?
Like, hey, this is the procedure. Like, it's in like I want you to be better. As the goal as the trainer is to make your team better. So like
What
this,
they get out of it?
what do they actually get from it?
So if I'm coming to train you,
Mhm.
I got to be able to express to you what you're going to get out of this training.
Yeah.
Clear.
Clearly.
You got to be able to express that. That's what that's saying.
Okay.
You got to come across and say, hey, this is what you're going to get. Hey, by the time I get done showing you how to work this machine,
You should be able to do
you should be able to handle $400
hour.
or you should be able to handle 40 transactions on a given day by doing this. And by doing this, you also gonna learn the food safety parts that comes with this particular product. And now, why is that important? Because
positive force.
this is why it's important. Because now your trainee, you're giving them the power to hold you accountable for what you said you're going to do.
Mhm.
Right? So, as far as a trainee, if I say, hey, I'm going to teach you these things,
Yeah.
this is what you're going to get out of it. Now, when the training is over with, did you get that out of it?
With the result,
Right.
yeah.
So that's really what it's talking
Okay.
about. Okay. So let's go back over here. Good one. Provide a seamless learning experience. And that's cool. That's about being prepared and knowing what steps you're going to take with the training.
True.
You think? You want to do the next one?
Yeah. Keep innovating. Bring in modern tools. Set realistic goals. Yeah.
Let's talk about that. You got a moment to talk about that?
Yeah. Set realistic goals.
All right. What's your thoughts on that?
That's a good one. Yeah. Give them something to strive for. So, hey, after today, I want you to be able to do such and such. Hey, run a shift, or be able to make tacos or make fries without me having to assist you. Not come have to stop what I'm doing to come assist you. You should be able to run this. After training with me, after an hour or two, I expect you to be able to do this, and this by the end of the day.
Okay. But when you say realistic, do you base that on that person, what you assess from them,
Mm-hmm.
or do you based on just the average person that will be training at that position?
I'm just the average person at that position.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So based on the average person. So again, if it's some of this stuff I'm training, I'm telling y'all, I'm giving this to y'all, but y'all, it's a real time we having to discuss about training. So if y'all hear me like, man, it sounds like he's training right now, but no, this is a learning. If y'all pick up something for this, hey, great. If you can use this in your life, cool. if you know somebody that's a trainer or a mentor that's training you, and you want them to know some of this stuff, hey man, I don't mind learning, but
Yeah.
hey man, go check out this live, man. They got some points on there, right?
Mhm.
So when I say realistic goals for them, so say if I come in and if I was expressing that, maybe say the average person, it takes them this, right? You know, now, you should be able to do A, B, and C.
Mhm.
What if it's a person that's maybe a little bit more challenged,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
Or do you basically, so you say the average person, or do you take into consideration their background?
True.
Do you-
All that's it. Yeah. You have to take that into effect as well. You have to.
So then that's given that, would you say, even in the same answer, would you give more weight to the average person should take this long, or do you kind of weigh out the individual?
You should weigh out the individual. Everybody's different. Everyone doesn't learn or they learn at your pace or yeah. So everyone's different.
Yeah.
So you can kind of tell just by off conversation if they're step by step. And I'm giving you step by step, and you're following me perfectly. I'm like, okay, this is a quick learn, and this other don't have to like, no, that's not right. Do this again. Let's try it this way. Let's try it this way. I'm like, oh, so this way works better for you. So
Okay.
as a leader, you have to be able to like in real time see like, oh, this person is not getting. I'm saying it about what I say of everybody, but they're not getting what I'm saying. So let me flip my mind and see how I can better help this person to learn the exact same thing I'm trying to teach others.
Okay. Let's try something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to see this? Let's see this work.
Oh, I see it real time. Okay.
Real time. Okay. So y'all can't see this on the screen, but we got this little hourglass thing right here, right?
The metallic stuff.
Yeah. It has a little magnet thing, right? So I want you to instruct me how to get those crystals back on the other side. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then this is really good, right? So I'm gonna try to see this, right? So, and that's all you training me to do, okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna give y'all a couple of things that I've seen from a trainee, and that's all I'm gonna give you.
Okay.
What I've seen, and you deal with it how you deal with it.
Okay.
No, cause look, that's how we deal. You mean,
Mhm.
unfortunately, when you hire people, you don't know.
You don't know how they're gonna grasp yet. It's true.
Okay. So go ahead.
Okay, we're going to get these other crystals to the other side. So, what you're going to do is get your, no, put that down. I didn't say touch it yet. Okay, there you go. Now we're going to touch it with your left hand. Not the whole thing. Okay, put it in. Not the base, just the glass part. We're going to touch the glass part, grip it. Then we're going to kind of use some force and we're going to flip it. Flip it, not continuously. Just gonna flip it to where flip it like this, and then we're gonna place it back on the magnet like so. That's it. So now when it gets done, we're gonna try it again.
So how does it do it? How does it work though?
The magnets, it's like magnets, fragments in here, and that's a magnet base, and it's drawing it down.
So how does it paint the glass?
The glass isn't painted.
So how do I do it again?
Okay, you're gonna grab it, not the whole thing, not the base. You're gonna grab the top part of the glass. Okay, put it all down right now. Drop it down. Use that perfect.
Okay, so you see
that? God, he making it seem like what? No human being is gonna give me that much trouble for that.
Okay, so think back. Have you ever tried to train somebody?
And it's like,
and have you ever fixed?
I felt that way. I felt that way. I'm like, there's. Okay, let me slow it down. Let me slow it down. I don't want to come off as rude. I don't want to come off as like I'm trying to rush you or. Let's just slow it down, step by step by step. I was like, okay, it's different, and I'll adapt accordingly every time. I'll adapt accordingly.
Yeah. So you said kids slow it down.
Yes, I'll slow it down because some people learn more verbally and some learn by actual doing it. So I have to learn what your learning style is. It more hands-on or is it more me just talking to you? So that's true.
And I like what you did where you demonstrated, right?
Yeah.
So when I wasn't doing it right away, you said, "Hey, let me show you," and you demonstrate. So that's really good and important, you know. So there you go. All right, y'all. I give some real life scenarios here, live on airways. All right. So let's go to the next couple here, and we're just gonna look at the top 8. We're not gonna look at all 10.
Okay.
What's the last 2 you got over there?
Can you make a little bigger for me? My eyes, I'm a little blind.
Oh yeah.
7, keep motivation levels up. Yes, always encourage. When you see something good, say something good. Don't always point out the bad. Point out the good as well. Point out the good as well. And number 8, develop an action plan for all possibilities. True. That's necessary. That's necessary.
Okay. That'll work. All right. When you start talking about keeping the morale up, or keeping the the motivation level up. Okay. So, what does that mean to you as a trainer? What does that mean by keeping the motivation level
So
up?
if me as a trainer, like when they make a mistake or they're like beating themselves up for a mistake, like no, don't do that. We all started from somewhere. I'm like, no, keep doing it. It's gonna come eventually. But I just like, hey, don't beat yourself up over a mistake. Mistakes are gonna happen. They're bound to happen. But I'm here. I'm shadowing you. I'm make sure. No, oh, that's good. That's great. That's great. Your speed's getting good. Efficiency's getting better. All that good stuff. So when they make a mistake and they're like, oh, I can't do it. No, I'm like, no, yes, you can. You will. Give it time. It happens over time. Nothing happens quickly like that. So I try to make sure I keep them motivated. You're doing a good job. We're going to get it. I'm with you all the way. And then most of the time, I'm like, okay. I'm like, don't sweat the small stuff. It's going to come. I'm here with you. Let's get it. Let's get it.
You kind of mix in the so that's good. And
positive feedback, yeah, because positive feedback.
That's important. And I would say make it genuine.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
they can tell when you're like,
yeah, make it genuine. So I don't know if y'all can hear this. So make it genuine. So telling somebody, hey, good job, you did great. At what?
Be specific.
Be specific.
Be specific.
Stop and make a point. Hey, man, the way that you was mopping the floor, man, you in the Navy or something, man. You mopping the mess out there. You know, okay, I thought it was gonna take you longer to put them boxes up. Man, okay, you moving along. You gonna have to make me how to get it up. You know, whatever you would say.
Yeah.
And keep that morale, like I said, keep that morale up. When you're training someone, they're opening up to something something new.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, you open it up them up to something new, and again, they're out of their comfort zone most of the time.
Most time, yeah, very much so.
They're out of their comfort zone. So, one of the things, it was the last one I wanted to go over this other part too. Put it back up so you can see this. The develop an action plan for all possibilities. Okay. What that means is, to me, is I'm training this person on this particular thing. Okay. All possibilities is they could really pick it up. Their experience could get it, and they just right away get it. Right. I got a plan for that. If they catching on quick enough, then I can go ahead and get them to the next step. I already got something already planned. Oh man, you picking that up. Hey, let me go ahead and show you how to do this. Probably I have a plan going that way. Also, too, plan for if they having a difficulty time, or they're not being a willing learner.
Yeah.
Let me put this up here. And y'all, thank y'all for joining us.
On the air, yeah.
Yeah. Go on a second, y'all.
No sound interference.
Yeah. Trying to make sure it sound right. I want to go back to one more point on this was keep innovating and bringing in new tools.
Yeah.
Okay. So, um, a while back, one I can share a story. And this is a training method,
Mm-hmm.
it worked wonderfully. So what we did is I had my managers come in, and I assigned each manager a group of people, right? So say it's 30 people. I got 6 managers. Everybody gets their own set of people that they're responsible for. So what I did is made a little chart where they were had these little popsicle sticks, and you had to paint the name of the person who you're going to be training. You're responsible for. You got to take them that time to paint,
Mm-hmm.
and then you paint it in your own specific color to you and your team. We put that on the board, and you're responsible. So team purple, everybody got purple with this one manager. Everybody had red, and so forth, so on, right? So believe it or not, well, and I'm gonna speak on this as it's more of the hypothetical old restaurant, but so you said that way.
Mm-hmm.
What I found is the more seasoned managers
Mm-hmm.
had the more difficult time with the painting, right? Because at the end of the day, you're the people that you're responsible for. You're writing their name. You're taking a personal accountability for their training,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you want it to be neat, clean, make you where you can read it, right? So uh, the newer trainers in the bunch, the younger ones, were finished quicker, and it looked way more precise. It
Mm-hmm.
looked like they almost got a little stencil, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a point to this, right? It's not about the craftiness of it, but this is what I learned from the exercise, right? And I think for having the conversations with everybody, afterwards, if you probably know, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The seasoned managers, we tend to want people to get it quick
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't have the trainers. We were taught a certain kind of way. Some people just toss us in, a lot of times, right?
Yeah.
So the newer people were more patient.
Yeah.
They did a little bit more. They took their time, and it was an exact correlation to the training. So I looked at the paintings. The ones that were taking their time, they were done quicker. It looked neater. They just took time to get it done right the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think my more seasoned managers really took that to heart and became. I think they became better. I think they
Yeah.
became better trainers by doing that. So uh, that's one exercise. Try it. If you got a team, have them go out and paint those little names. And you're talking about a little small thing right here. You got to write somebody's Bartholomew or something, and you got and this is the thing. They had to fit the whole name on that little stick,
Oh, yeah. It
right?
was, yeah.
It was tedious, right?
Very.
So it goes back to the training. If I'm tedious with the training,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't have to keep going back and do it over and over again, right?
Yes.
Right.
Makes
So,
sense.
you mind giving us a standpoint from being one of the seasoned ones? How did it make you feel at for a couple questions after it was over with? And now you know me, I was talking my noise, right?
Yeah, you are.
Right. So I mean, how y'all gonna let the youngsters? But how did that make you feel from a trainer standpoint, seeing that?
Me, cause I don't know, cause it did go the way he said. The older we was like man, we can't get it, we can't do it, but like we were super frustrated, and the younger one was like, no, we do it this way. I'm like, oh, okay. It gave me a different perspective. I'm like, okay, maybe you. Like, what am I doing wrong? Like I'm looking at theirs, I'm looking at mine. Theirs is clear and precise. Mine is like, what is that? What does that say?
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even read it. So I'm like, oh. So I said, show me. I'm willing to like, show me how did you get yours so legible? And mine looks like I just smeared color over here. She's like, well, do it this way. Use a lighter hand, use a graceful tip, use it. I'm like, oh. So even in that moment where we're all trying to get this thing done for picking our teams and our training teams, I was being trained by the younger ones.
Wow.
So it was a light bulb moment and a lightning moment. I'm like, okay, because training is forever. Training and coaching, should always be willing to learn new things, anything. So I'm like, okay, you taught me something. So it was pretty. I'm like, once I got the hang of it, I'm like, oh, do it like that. Thank you. You helped me. So I liked it. It was pretty cool. Once I got over my getting irritated and like, man, I can't do it. I'm not doing it. I'm like, oh. Then they even reflect on even more on my training. Like, am I giving that off to other people? Is that the energy I'm sending them? I'm like, oh, it was just like a light bulb moment for real. It really was. I'm like, okay, that was, even though it was fun, it ended up being fun once I got over not being able to do it at first. So it worked out.
And that's what we talking about, doing innovative or modern ways, different ways of approaching, you know, different ways of approaching. And I can say it comes across to the person being trained. Hey, I'm going to take my time with you.
Yes.
Hold on, slow down, go easy, go slow. Hold on, you'll get that. You know, and that's something, especially with. Sometimes you get people who have seasoned with restaurants, and they'll come in and want to prove that they're the fastest here too.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to be like, hey, hold on, the speed will come.
It will.
I know that. Just hold on, take a time and just learn every procedure. Learn the procedures, slow down, learn the procedures, get automatic with that, and then speed up.
True.
You know? But yeah, I did. That's one of those things that I did see a big difference in the training going forward. So it's just something that, you know, for y'all to, just think about using, or think something outside of the box. What's another way to teach? And then same exercise, they taught each other.
Yeah.
I stepped away and was just cracking jokes. I'm just being honest with you. I was cracking jokes because it was funny. Yes. Yeah. Diana said, they trust the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And that goes back. We said trust the process. You got to trust your trainer, right? Mm-hmm. So this is another thing we're gonna go into that I want to talk about from the trainee. Just some do's and don'ts. Yeah, something that can help your trainers. Feel like, hey, it's worth me spending my time training you. Because be honest with you, once I get to a point where we live, put you on the call list now. Just click on the link. Yes, the link right there. Click right there. That's what you do. Okay. So you got it right here. All right, so back to this. I want to talk about, like I said, trusting the people that's training you, and giving them the space to train, and being patient too. Because if I so this is, if you're being trained at something, So I'm gonna give out I'm gonna give out some stuff. Maybe you can give some stuff want that you would like to tell anyone that you would be training in life, right? Mm-hmm. If you do this, I'll help out. It can do so much better in training you, right? Mm-hmm. So, the first thing I can say is be okay with admitting that you don't know something. Yeah, it's all right. That's the first thing. Like the first thing to knowing something that I don't know, the first step, you gotta admit you don't know it. Then you go to the process of knowing it, right? Find out, and how that happens, right? So first deal, hey, you know what? I don't know everything. Like you said, I might know how to train, but I don't know how to train like that. You got to be willing for that. That's something that very much keep in mind. Be willing to listen to your trainer longer than you would sit and watch a Fast and Furious movie. Okay, let me tell you why. Okay, this is real. Like, at the end of the day, if you're being trained and someone's taking the time out to become a better trainer, and to train you and come up with the modern ways and do all these things. You know, like we said here, like you got to trust the process. You know, we want us to do all these things, right? You got to make it easier, right?
Yeah.
Um, so you got to be willing to listen. You can go sit and watch a Fast and Furious movie for how long is the movie? About 2 hours?
About 2 hours,
Right?
right? 2 hours, yeah.
Okay. Now you might talk at the beginning, but generally you sitting back and watching this thing, right?
Yeah.
You can't interact,
Mm-mm.
you can't interrupt them. Wait, hold on that car scene. Wait. Can y'all go back around the corner? I didn't even see. That was a bodega around there. Oh man, you don't get that luxury,
No.
right? You gotta sit and listen. So what's in it? What do you get out of that? You're getting some entertainment.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's a documentary, you learning something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even in that, you sit back and watching the presentation,
Yeah.
right? If someone is training you and teaching you, and especially we're talking about fast food or restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
what you're gonna get out of that, excuse me, excuse me 1 second, y'all. What you're gonna get out of that is something that you can take with you forever. You can use that to make you more money.
Yeah.
Or more resources.
True.
And that's in anything, any kind of thing, anything someone is teaching you for. They willing to listen to this person uninterrupted as long as you would a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll pay the movie to entertain you for $20 plus the snacks, $50, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But someone's going to give you this for free, or you're going to get paid to sit and learn this stuff. You're on the job. You're getting paid to learn it.
Damn. Yeah, you get paid to learn. Yeah.
All right. So that's something that I would give. Another thing that I would say is if everyone that trains you attempts to train you is difficult. Everyone seems frustrated. Just kind of look at yourself and say, hey, am I making it more difficult? Am I interrupting them while they're doing it? Am I asking them random questions? Am I on the phone while they're trying to train me?
Mm-hmm.
You got to ask yourself those questions, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, please do that as a trainee. Like you're learning. And last thing I would say, this is just a general tip. Like I said, if you got a question,
Mm-hmm.
is bring you a pen and a paper.
Yeah.
Bring you a pen and paper. We used to sell cable door to door, and they used to tell us little catchphrases and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, ABCs always be. Well, I would say always be coaching. They say always be closing. I say always be coaching, right? But one of them they said was coming to a training session without a pen and paper is just like eating spaghetti with a spoon. You're going to get a lot on you, but not a lot in you.
Makes sense.
So bring a pen and paper.
In the training session.
Now, from a training standpoint, the first session would be, I just trained you and I went through this whole thing with you.
Mm-hmm. Step by step.
Step by step. You didn't write it down. You're trying to prove that your memory is enough to do that. Okay. I get it. Some people's memories I gotta go ahead and they right on time. But if I need you to do this a second time and you coming back asking me a question again, where's your notepad?
Mm.
Then where are your notes? Go to your notes. How would you do it if I wasn't here?
That part, yeah.
Yeah. How would you do it if I wasn't here? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So take notes. I'm going to give you detailed information. Take notes. Take notes. I see people, when I see you taking notes, I see them taking notes. We're out and about. Take notes. Take notes. Write those down. Something that you can refer to. When people come and say, well, I'll take notes on my phone. No. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
I get it. You use the tip tap. No, it's a physical thing that you're. If I'm typing, I can scratch it out. No, take your physical energy into this paper
Mm. Yeah.
and imprint it that way. So, what's something you would ask of a trainee, or that kind of catch most of
Training patience is key.
from
Don't
a trained? I'm being trained.
you're being trained, but being trained, patience is key.
Okay, explain.
Like you have to they're almost not going to learn to the average standard. You got to be able to have patience. If you have to go and be a patience, have patience, and be adaptable, because everyone learns differently. You have to be perceptive. You should be perceptive of the person, and it can tell how they learn. You kind of can feel like, oh, when I'm saying it, you're grasping it better. I'm like I'm like, no, I have to actually do it. Let me be able to demonstrate.
Well, I think that's what I meant. So I'm a trainee.
I'm
You're about to train me.
Uh-huh.
What's some things that I can do better
As a trainee,
as a trainee to make it easier for you as a trainer?
as a trainee. Okay, let me think.
Yeah, hit the like button.
Yeah. Well, have an open mind.
Okay.
Don't come in thinking you know everything, even if you have experience, because every institution is different. Come in with an open mind. Be willing to learn. Be willing to learn. Ask questions, but ask them in the appropriate time. If I'm giving you a whole spiel, don't interrupt me in the middle of my. Listen to the full thing and then ask your questions. That's kind of like I'm giving you details. Hold on, well, wait a minute. Well, stop. I don't like. Let me finish the whole scenario and then ask your questions. So I would do that. Have an open mind. Come in ready to learn. I think that's it right there. I think you got the notes. You knocked everything else out. Like take notes. Even in our fields right now is of fast food. Yeah, notes is key because it's something different when you actually have to write it down that it sticks to the brain. I don't know what it is with that, but it does. Then we actually type and I'm like, because this phone now is just it's a way of life now, crazily. So like when you actually have to do something, write it down, even like in journaling, something therapeutic about writing it down. It just feels like I don't know what that is, but that works. But I'll always come with an open mind. Don't come in with an attitude. Come in with a good positive mind as well. Some people they come in mad, angry. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Hey, well, hey, today's your first day. I'm Brittany. I'm coming in. I'm gonna greet you warmly. I ain't gonna come at you with yeah, come on. Let me go ahead and just let me come on, come over here. No, I'm gonna greet you warmly. Have a positive mind. Come with an open mind, and I think that's me. That's my main thing. Come in willing to learn. Don't come in with I already know what I'm doing. Yada yada yada. Just give me this. No, come in with a positive attitude, open mind, and we gonna learn. Period.
So they go to my question. My next thing will be with that is, at what point
Do you?
Okay, you see,
I know you.
Okay. So at what point do you? I don't want to say give up, but when you give up, what point do you give up as a trainer?
Give up, man.
What point do you give up? I can tell you when I give up.
Yeah, tell me. Give me now. Like
when I see that you giving up on trying to learn,
that's it.
I'm giving up on trying to teach you because I can't make you learn.
True.
I can't make you, and then again, unless there's a life and death situation, and I really need to train you how to throw this key over this bridge so we can get the hell up out of here. Other than that, no. If you don't want to learn it, I'm not trying to wait. I'm not trying to beat you over the head or make it to
Can't
one of
make
those.
you.
No, I'm not trying to do that. So that's when I give up. What about you?
Give up point. When I feel like you decide to do everything opposite of what I'm teaching you.
They say be funny.
Yeah, I'm like, I say no phone. You pick up your phone. I say, where's your hat? Oh, I don't have it. Where are your shoes? Well, it's been 2 weeks. I'm like, come on now. I'm giving you the do's and don'ts, and you doing all the don'ts. Okay, well, don't you on out the door. You have a good one.
Yeah, I don't want to stop.
I don't. I'm not even finna. I can just tell when we combative, and you just everything I'm saying. You gotta. Well, what if? Well, what if? We're not dealing with the what ifs right now. Let's follow procedure. Let's get it done. Let's go. But it's always the ones that. Oh, well, I got. Well, okay. You know what? I think it's best we not even go further.
So your point is when they start being combative.
Combative with me. I'm like, no, I'm giving you the procedure. This is what it is. Well, I can't wear hats because my skin's sensitive, or I can't wear gloves because. Okay, well, since you can't wear gloves, hats.
You working with people's food. You working
I can't wear gloves, or I can't wear those kind of shoes. They hurt my feet. This is a stand-up job.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I had one person. I'm telling you, I probably mentioned this before. I'm the day one training.
Oh, you told me?
Yeah, day one training, y'all. Check this out. I'm walking into the store, and I'm giving a
tour, yeah.
Tour, right?
Yeah,
day one tour.
Day one tour.
This is this is that. Man, this must stop me mid-sentence when we passed by the dishwasher sink and was pretty upset. Asked me, "Oh, am I gonna have to wash dishes at some point?" I said, "Man, please, I can't believe that."
Yeah, it's a any kind of restaurant business. You're gonna have to do that. That's just a given. But yeah. Midway through the tour, she just like she ain't gonna do dishes. That's a breaking point.
I said to myself, I said, wait. You asked me, am I gonna have to do? Yeah, I mean, I don't do dishes. I don't even do that at home. Well,
okay.
So
wow.
Yeah, that was the end of my training.
She didn't even get the clock in, huh?
I gave her the hours.
She got the hour tour, and that was it.
You got the hour tour. And then
Wow.
So, yeah, that's the point, that I get to that, but so just if you being trained on something, just be patient, and also too, as a trainee, show that you know it.
Yeah.
In not a cocky way.
Oh yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't be
don't be that person, right? But still be able to show, hey, I know that. Hey, hold on, man. They be willing to. Hey, let me show you what I learned. Hey, okay, watch this. Y'all not got to worry about nothing today, right? Okay. Now I got one question. Now this is a hot question.
Okay.
Hot question. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Y'all can let me know. Most of the restaurants, if you work at one, you pretty much can pick up at another one, right? What restaurants was the hardest to transfer? So, big example, Happy Burger, right? Everybody that work at Happy Burger, you try to train them in any other system, they're just completely confused. They're the hardest. Wow. So, what would be the one company do you think that if you learn their system, is the least transferable to all the rest of the systems? Yeah, much you see. Because when people say they came from this one place or that place, like if people say they come from Sonic, right? I think it's a toss it up. It may be some hard workers in there, but sometimes, their cleaning is beyond.
Yeah.
Their cleaning is beyond like, oh no.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you what mine was, and it's been this way for me.
Yeah.
And okay, so think back. Okay. And when I tell you this, think about people who you know that's come from here. Now I'm not talking about RMs, because one of my good RM friends out there came from this place at some point. So shout out, I ain't gonna say her name, but hey, she always had my back. So you know what she is. She always got my back, right? For some reason, people who work, especially team leaders that work for McDonald's, and you bring them to another place.
Really?
I would say my experience, and I've been doing this since '93, man, it's a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
30 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Almost, right? And I would say only about 8% of people who came from McDonald's turned out to be worth something as far as working. Not talking about personally, just tell you out there, don't take it personal, but it's my experience. There's a reason for that. I think that at the McDonald's, they will always have a bunch of people in there.
Oh yeah, that overly staffed over
Overly
there.
staffed, right?
Uh-huh.
So you didn't really have to learn how to cross train a lot.
Yeah.
You didn't really have to do multiple things.
Mm-hmm.
Worked at Taco Bell, that kind of stuff permeated the pace of it. There's certain people that and it's certain, without mentioning all of the restaurants, I know with Jack, there's a diversity of such. You got to learn, you get to learn a lot of
A lot
different
of
stuff,
things,
right?
yeah.
So that transfers to other places. So,
Mm-hmm.
whether you grill, cook, whatever, the Taco Bell, I always say people that come from Taco Bell, they gonna know speed. Like if you're good at Taco Bell,
You gonna know the
speed.
speed.
You're gonna have speed. So I started out there, Waterburger, generally you're gonna have people that's gonna work hard, but maybe,
Mm-hmm.
they the late night crew or whatever, you know how they go. So, it's like Waterburger to me is like having the late night crew for all the shifts.
Oh,
Well, okay, so have you known anybody specific that came from any one of the restaurants, or did any of them stick out? Or?
I don't think I would think maybe someone from like maybe a chicken place because it's not. There's not really a speed thing with that. You could just kind of take your time. It's not no.
I think it's a system because I remember
It's
back in the day, Brahms did not so
they didn't train people.
they didn't transfer people. Because I remember at one point Brahms wouldn't hire you from other systems because it was just too hard
Really?
to change it over. Yeah.
Wow.
The way they do things, the way where McDonald's does things, their overall system is so vastly different
Everybody else's.
from everybody else's. So it's just their system. So
Okay.
I could say those have been the hardest to train, and mainly because I had to train the hustle.
Yeah.
We got
Because you got to move. Like I was thinking of the chicken place, they just like, everybody just chilling. It's no lax that you get your food when you get it. Well, waiting on chicken 30 minutes. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah.
No, that would be horrible to come up here. You over here chilling? Yeah. I'm like, oh, that would not be a good one. I'm like, no, we got to move fast. Chicken should have already been ready. Why you waiting on chicken? Yeah. So I would think that would probably be a hard one to. Hey, nope, you gotta move over here. It ain't no, ain't no chilling and yeah.
I've seen people come from chicken places
and they've been okay.
Okay. I've been
Okay.
hiring for a while, I had co-workers for a while, but yeah, just at McDonald's, man. I had team leaders that have come in and I've been a team leader.
Yeah, the ones we've experienced have not been.
Yeah, I ain't even, again, nothing personal, just say the data I've seen, Now don't hold me to that, but I say probably about, I don't know what I said, but I would say about 8-10% overall.
Come
and
in.
I'm being generous. Yeah. So that's I think I think we delved into it a bit today. The takeaways I would say on this, but actually we'll let you go first, and I kind of give my points on it.
Oh yeah, that's basically training is a key component to any successful business. It's imperative. You cannot go because even as a leader, after training, you can't do every position. So you got to train somebody else to do that position, so you can be free to see other things. Because as a trainer, if you don't have nobody that's coming below you or helping you, hey, you take this part. It's components to every business or everything you want to grow. You got to have help. So and training is a fundamental building block needed to grow any kind of business. So as a leader, CEO, whatever your title is, you're free to do other stuff. I can't run the fryer grill, everything by myself. I might can do it for a little while, but not for a long while. It would not work. So it also in training, keep an open mind, be willing to teach, be positive. positive feedback, negative feedback, whatever it may be. Be that be ready, be willing to teach others so you all can grow and be able to teach them so well that your trainee could teach somebody else. And it's just a building block. It just grows and grows and grows and grows. And when you look around, you're in an empire that, wow, we built this, they built this. And it's very rewarding to see. It's very rewarding for me to see my trainee train somebody. So I'm like, oh, so it worked. It's just like a pat on the back of me. I'm like, dang, oh, wow. So it's a very rewarding feeling to see my trainee train somebody else and they train, so forth and so on. So like, keep training forefront and whatever you're doing, it's very, very beneficial. So like, I think it's a good deal and keep going, keep doing it, and it's ever evolving. I think it's a good tool to have.
Okay. That'll work. Keep evolving, y'all. Be adaptable, as you said. A couple things I would give y'all as trainers to do is if you're training someone, a good way to verify the training
Mm-hmm.
is to have them talk you through the actions.
Mm-hmm.
So have them step away. You go to do the whatever it is, and have them explain it to you from scratch, like you've never worked there before. If they can talk you through the whole thing, then they know. Okay.
Good job.
So that's one thing to keep in mind. That's one way you can verify that part.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say, the last thing I would say in this is, if you're training someone, ask how the training went.
Oh, I don't know.
When you get done, ask the person, hey, one quick question, I for myself, how did the training go? Or give them a little, hey, you know what, you can give me a whatever story, write your stuff on here. But just ask them, hey, how did it go? Do you feel the things that I said that it was in it for you? Do you feel like you got it out of you? Cool. Now I need you to train somebody else. And we're going to train on something else.
Yeah.
So, all right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for supporting the channel. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, leave, go back and watch it with your friends. Kind of look at it. Hopefully, you got something helpful today. We kind of want to be more of a resource today. So that's kind of what it is. And you'll see different subjects up because at fast food, you never know what you're gonna get when you walk through the door, right? So
yes, it's an adventure.
yeah, well,
It's an adventure.
right? So y'all, once again, y'all thank y'all for everybody for hopping on. Thank you for the entire Galactic team.
Yes.
Definitely shout out to the Doc Bookshop. Great supporters.
Much love.
If you haven't been over there,
please.
I don't know what's wrong.
You missing out.
What's wrong with you?
You missing out.
What's wrong with you? Go over there and check them out.
Yeah.
Really good people. Really good down to earth, and you'll have some fun over there. So, this what's up, y'all. So, like I said, we'll be back on here next week.
Mm-hmm.
Say good chat. Yes. We're gonna keep it up, y'all. Our idea is to broaden these conversations. Yeah. So every Thursday, if you ever want to hop on, chime in. We know what we think, what we want to hear, what you think.
Your thoughts.
So just let us know, because you can see it totally different. You could be like, hey, hold on, that ain't like that, right? And so we'll listen. It's all good.
Course.
So until next week, peace. Yeah, we don't have a catchphrase yet.
He has one, but he keeps forgetting it. It's okay to be great. I guess I don't know.
I don't know why.
He keeps forgetting it, but he does have one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, yeah, that's why you train somebody to.
I knew
you train somebody.
Tied in there,
We'll put it in the chat.
Don't be afraid of greatness. Don't be afraid of it.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. Yeah, it's okay to be great. So It's all right. Go ahead and be great. It's all right. We got
Yeah.
you. You. Whatever that greatness is,
Whatever
be
it
that
is.
greatness.
Working
okay?
excellence, honey. It's good.
Thank you. Yeah, the great assistant over here, man. That's what's up, y'all. Peace, peace. You see what he said here? Peace and hot fried grease.
Oh Lord. Eliana's.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all.
See you guys. Bye.